Good morning. Welcome to the Carla Marie and Anthony Show.
Hi.
Dan Britt from Chattanooga just gifted 10 tier 1 subs. Dave C. 84 did that as well. We are, oh my God, we might break the record
No way.
for
No.
most or largest hype train we've ever had because we're at 717% right now.
But there's no way it wasn't more the day we announced we were dating.
Yeah, maybe this is a distant second to that, but 717%.
But there's people saying a higher number. Ours must just be
830
behind.
says Augie the only G. So I actually have it up here on my phone as well. So let's see what that says. 833 according to my phone. I don't know why it doesn't like update. I don't know. That's weird. So, Carla Marie,
Hi.
you want to pour it up?
I can pour it up. Well,
I feel like you were just
put it in my
staring at
head.
the screen, not saying
There were
anything.
so many things going on. I'm trying to see all. Oh, look at the yellow grate spinning. So there's a lot of people in here that are not normally in here.
Mhm.
And we will get to that in a second. But last night, it was so cool. We're like, why are all these people following on Twitch? Oh, no way. Not only were people just following for the first time, but we could tell when they made their accounts, and it was literally like 5 minutes before, which means you're here for the announcement, which is very exciting.
Hold on, 990%. Are we going to hit 1,000%, which is wild?
You're either here for the announcement or the $500.
Or both. Or both.
Woo! Almost dropped that. We are drinking the Rocks tequila.
So, for people who are unaware,
Okay.
if you're new to the chat, thank you, Jordan Puyallup, for the 400 bits.
Yeah.
Bits and subs and gifted subs are all things people can do to support the chat monetarily,
Yes.
right? You can support it free just by following, but you can also support it monetarily with a subscription, a gifted subscription, which you can either direct to a specific person in the chat or just to the community.
Correct.
And bits are essentially like digital tips, right? So let's see. DB Lake, I just lost your first time chat. I've been creeping on y'all since back on Elvis days, but never took the leap to Twitch. Can't wait. So
Yay!
Carla Marie does have a very big announcement she's going to share in a little bit. We also have $500 stashed away on the side. And if we hit 1,000 views at any point today, we are going to start this giveaway. Now, here are the rules before we take the shot of the giveaway. Obviously, like I said, it's got to hit 1,000 views before we start it. It'll be open for 30 minutes. And the winner, once your name is drawn, you have 2 minutes to respond in the chat. And that's to make sure that it's not just some random person who popped in, dropped their name, and left. So once we get 1,000 viewers, I don't think we're close yet.
I don't know. I don't think we're gonna get there.
This is weird.
Can you scoot that way?
Yeah, I can. My phone says we have 100 people in here,
That's
but we
not
had
true.
more people in the chat than that. So that doesn't make any sense.
It's definitely more than that. So how are we gonna know?
Well, I have a counter on there as well.
Okay.
Also, this is a quick thing for people who might be new here. Every morning, we take shots if enough people support the chat and get us to that hype train level 5. Normally, we don't get to 1,200% of it.
I'm dying right now because I'm the one that has to share the announcement today, but you are the one that is like, this is what happens when Anthony wakes up early.
Oh, yeah, I'm ready to roll.
Okay. Have
I'm
you had
ready.
any Seattle caffeine gummies?
No caffeine,
All
no
right.
energy drinks.
Why don't you just take a break for a little second here?
Let's take a drink here.
I'm going to explain. When we hit the hype train, we take a shot. This week's shot, thanks to Seattle Cocktail Club, is a Prairie Fire, which is tequila with a dash of hot sauce. We are drinking the Rocks tequila, which is Terramana. And this is our third day having this shot. And let's do it. And are you looking
Honestly, it's hopefully the last day. Not because of the Terramana, but because of the hot sauce.
Kiss My AstroTurf said shots at 8 a.m. You
Hell
gotta
yeah.
come here more often.
Cheers to you, Carla Marie. Cheers to Seattle Cocktail Club. And cheers to you for supporting the chat.
Woo. Cheers to 2 years of going solo.
Woo! Oh, man. That hot sauce, like congealed at the bottom. There's an emote for this now. There's an emote with Carla Marie's pukey face. Oh, yeah, some astute viewers, Carla Marie, earlier today, actually in our Discord, we're talking about how all the people who were guessing that your announcement was that you're pregnant clearly don't watch Twitch, considering you take a shot every single morning.
Yeah. They also, like, I mean, I could be pregnant. I could be having. Thank you for putting the Carla Marie barfing emote. I love
There
it.
we go.
But like, also, I always thought about that. Like, one day if I do decide that I want to have a kid and we're doing Twitch, what are we gonna do?
We would pre-pour the shots.
Or we could just like get a Seattle Cocktail Club would have to know before anybody.
Yeah, we do like mocktails.
Before you, because I would have to tell you, or whoever it is, actually, whoever's baby it is.
Let's see. Chat is going very, very fast, Angela.
Oof.
You are 100% correct. So if we do miss your message, I apologize. There are ways, by the way, to highlight your message in the chat by using chat points. So if you've been here for a while, you can use those points to highlight a message. You can also use those points to make sure that we hydrate. A little hydrate check.
Oh.
You can also do a posture check as well.
Oh, they're just
There we
hydrate.
go.
You know what I was thinking? Because there's a lot of new people in here. Wouldn't it be cute if we had like Big Brother, Big Sister of Twitch? Like,
Oh, yeah.
you're new and you get assigned to someone who's here every damn day for the last 2 years.
So at my high school, Ridgewood High School in New Jersey, we would call that your peer counselor. Did you have peer counselors in high school?
I think it was called something different, but
So it was essentially like a class you would take as a freshman, and it was to get you assimilated into the high school easier. So if you had questions about like
class.
it was basically a class. It was once a week that you would do, and
Nah, you gotta go in and just learn on your
No,
own.
this was
you
great.
You Ridgewood kids.
this was great. So if you were an upperclassman, if you were a junior or a senior, you were a peer counselor, and you were part of like 5 or 6 people that were also in this class, and the underclassmen, the freshmen coming in, could ask you questions
Yeah.
about the school experience. And it was only like the first 3 quarters. But we can set up peer counselors in the chat,
Okay,
you know?
peer counselors would be cool.
And here's actually something you can do. There are people who what?
Every time I go to speak today,
Oh, you're not? I don't know.
I was about to read 3 different. Give me this.
Okay.
Thank you. Just hold on a second. Mellow FM said, "Would that make us big EMHers?"
Yeah.
Every morning homies is what we call EMH. People who are here often. That would be cool. I like big EMHers. You could say big brothers and big Twitchers. Something like that.
That's dumb.
Tiffany's birthday is tomorrow. Gets to celebrate with us today. Happy birthday. Megan said, I appreciated your PSA to me that women can celebrate more than
They
babies
can.
and being engaged. Because when I shared the fact that I had an announcement, that was like the only, well, there were a few other things, but I'd say 95% of it was you're pregnant or engaged. And I was like, first of all, if you watch the video, I am clearly telling Worst Anthony, because I was responding, telling Anthony something in that video. I'm not
Yeah.
telling him, hey, I'm engaged to you.
In the middle of Disney. There was, okay, so Renee in the chat said, are these paw prints next to our names the new microphones? And that is correct. So those paw prints are sub badges. So if you've subscribed for a certain amount of time, actually, if you've subscribed at all, you will get a paw print by your name.
Yes.
If it is gray, that means that number indicates the months that you've been subscribed. If it just says hi, it means you're a first-time subscriber. If it is a color, like gold, green, whatever, that denotes the years
Okay.
that you've been following. So 1.5, 1. I think the highest we can have is 2 at the moment. Actually, no. Can we even hit that yet?
What?
2 years of
Years?
subscribers? Because we weren't
No,
partner
because
yet.
We couldn't do. What does this little eye mean? Oh, cool. So Red Hand B is watching without video, so you're just listening,
Cool. Just like
like
a
that.
podcast or a radio show.
which anyone can do.
Give me this, Carla Marie, real quick. Sorry. So we only have one mouse, by the way, which most computers only have one mouse.
Shar from Tampa said they think I will do.
Oh.
Should we do now what everyone thinks the announcement
Hold
is?
on. The video is not on this screen, so I have to do something real quick.
There we are. What's with the paw prints? We did a whole makeover of the screen. If you hate animals, then unfortunately you are not going to like the new Twitch because there are a lot of cats and there are paw prints.
And this, I'm sure, happened before, but we weren't able to see it. If you do gift a bit, right, either 1,000 or 100 bits or 1,000 bits or whatever, we do have new graphics for that as well.
There was something I was going
And those are more themed for me. Although Carla Marie can now use them as well.
I'm very curious if people are here today that the last time they were here is when we announced that we were dating.
Maybe.
Not much has changed, but also a lot has changed since then. Things are going great. We are still doing our show just on Twitch, but we have a new show called The Morning Show Podcast. You can listen to it Monday through Friday, available wherever you get your podcast. It's about 20 to 25 minutes, and it's a good time. It's like it essentially replaces your daily morning show or
Or adds to it.
adds to it. Yeah.
So what we've got on the list, obviously, we're going to talk about a couple things today. And obviously, if you have something in the chat you want us to talk about, you can throw that in there. But Carla Marie's big announcement, we'll do that in about 5 minutes.
Okay.
Okay, because I have to get some things ready on my end as well. So 5 minutes for the big announcement and the giveaway. So we are currently at, it looks like 628 people in the chat. If we get to 1,000, that will trigger the giveaway.
Yes.
Okay, that will trigger the $500 giveaway. And all you'll have to do at that point is enter through the chat. We'll keep it open for 30 minutes. And then you will have to be here when we are drawing names. And we'll tell you exactly what time that is when we start the giveaway.
Must be here to win.
Must be here to win. And basically, we wanted that because we didn't want some random person dropping in here for 2 seconds, entering their name, and taking the money. So you got to be here to win. You'll have 2 minutes to respond once we draw your name and announce it. And you will see us drawing the names.
Family and friends cannot win of us.
Yes.
So to my sister, who's probably in here trying to win, you can't.
What else? Well, there's a lot in the chat. So thank you very much.
I might go read this later.
What is everyone else seeing in the chat as the amount of people who are in here? 698. I don't know why this isn't updating as much, but let's see if it updates.
We are all friends, Deborah. You're
That's
right.
true.
Everyone's saying that. We are all friends. 698.
So I'm gonna keep watching.
7-Eleven. Damn, Daniels.
I'm gonna keep watching on my phone
I'm gonna tweet it out.
because
Oh, I did tweet it.
this counter is wrong. So I'm gonna remove that from our screen. It's close, but not 100% accurate. So that is gone.
Ooh, 858. What happened? Are you lying to us?
Well, we'll know because enough people will be putting the numbers in the chat. So, you good?
I was just tweeting it again to
Okay.
get some people in here.
So, the other things we need to talk about today are all of the emotes that we have in here. Mainly because I spent so much time, and both of us really spent so much time getting these ready and working on Fiverr
This
with
was
different artists. So, ton of new emotes. And like I said earlier, if you have gifted a certain amount of bits in the past, it unlocks different emotes that you can use. The 3 of them that we have currently are the cats in different positions. So the first one you can get is Max taking a shot.
Yeah.
The second one is the next level up is, I believe, Caroline in a party hat. And then the third one would be Erica with money eyes. So those are things that are unlocked by a certain amount of bits that you have gifted in the past. I don't know where to see the number of people, says Jen. So if you're on your phone and you tap the screen, it should pop up next to where it says live with the little red dot.
I love seeing the emotes.
The emotes are a lot of fun.
Now, if you don't normally watch on Twitch and this is your first time here, it is definitely overwhelming. Most days are not like this. You know, if you have no idea what's going on, it's like Apple was just like, we're changing all of our emojis. And then all your friends start texting each other. That's essentially what is happening in this moment. So keep in mind that if you're here at a normal day, we are normally talking about more topical things. This is like a different day than a normal Twitch show. So come back on Monday. Whoa, that was a cool one. How would I say that name? Verolaman said, I just signed up for the announcement, but have been following your journey since you were at Elvis's show. Happy 2 years. So
thank you very much.
Yeah, 2 years ago today. So 2 years ago on the 24th, Anthony and I had got let go from our jobs. They made a programming change at the radio station and essentially took our show off the air. That was a Friday. That Monday, the 28th, we were like, well, we're just going to go on Twitch and keep doing what we know how to do. And ever since that day, we have done a live show on Twitch in some way. We changed the schedule up a bit since then. We are live 3 days a week here on Twitch. We have the morning show podcast 5 days, but it has been 2 years today since we have been doing this with you, because we wouldn't have been able to do this show
crazy.
for this community. So it's pretty cool.
Which is one of the reasons we wanted to do this $500 giveaway. What, Carla Marie?
Andrea in SRQ said, hurry up and get in here, people. I have to leave to go to a colonoscopy in 20 minutes.
Do you think your doctor, as the colonoscopy is going on, because you're like awake during a colonoscopy, right? Isn't that where they like put a finger in your butt? Or that's a camera in your butt?
Finger in your butt's a regular Friday.
Finger in your, no, what's that one? That's
a prostate.
That's the exam, not a colonoscopy. A colonoscopy,
Why
is
am I
that
telling you the male who needs to get that?
you can get it as well.
I don't get I don't have a prostate.
No, but you can get someone checking out your butt.
No.
Yeah, you can.
A colonoscopy.
A colonoscopy. Yeah.
First time viewer AKB 2022. What up? I've had an endoscopy.
That's the camera down your throat, right?
And they put you in like a twilight anesthesia where like you only go out for a little bit and then you wake up, except I woke up during it choking with the camera down my throat.
Let's see. ELG408. I'm brand new here. Download the app just for the announcement. So let's get into that announcement because it is 8:20.
Now,
That's when we wanted to do it. And I need to pull up one thing. You getting ready?
Jules, you can't sign up for the giveaway until there are 1,000 people in here. So,
Yeah. But we are close. What are we at? 7?
guys, it's gonna be so crappy if we hit like 9.99.
763 at the moment, according to my phone.
I'm gonna send my family in here to boost these numbers.
All right, let me get this screen open. Okay. So Carla Marie.
Wait. Well, I just sent it to my family. I mean, they know.
They know. I don't think we're waiting for them to show up.
Apparently, you are asleep for a colonoscopy. I saw it really quick.
783. It's getting there.
Scotty said, "Move that bus." Oh, we should have had a bus, and then I could an actual bus.
What are you talking about? So Carla Marie's announcement, she's a new bus driver, and that's why she wanted a bus on the stream for some reason.
Okay.
That's true. Tacoma Swifty said they did get to 1,000% on the hype train, so maybe that does mean something.
Okay, well,
giveaway.
you know what? We're not changing the rules mid-morning.
What else? 783 says most of the people, and there was one of the checks, the hydrate check, before we do the announcement.
Okay, I just did that, but I'll do it again.
All right.
No, I'm not a park ranger. I'm sorry to let you down on that. One day, though.
Stone Forshaw just asked, is it viewers or chatters? Viewers. Viewers is what we need. So we're about 200 of the way there. 200 away.
Nick 2020 SEA said, I'm assuming Seattle, said, what are these paws? I haven't noticed it before. That's because today is the first day with the paw. It signifies how long you have been a subscriber to the channel.
Yeah, we used to use microphones without any number on them. It was just different colored microphones. Posture check. Thank you very much, Mark and Martha.
I am not going to be on the circle. This is not a reality TV show announcement.
805 viewers. We are going to move on from talking about the contest and the viewers, though. Carla Marie, you posted yesterday on Instagram a bunch of reaction videos to a big announcement that you had.
Yes.
Would you like to share that announcement?
Now I'm like, no, I don't want to. So back in June, I talked about how I had an audition. And I was going on that audition, and I went on that audition. I couldn't share the results of the audition, and now I can. And today's date, there is a special reason, and I'll get to it as to why I can share it today. But I will be the official in-game stadium host for the Seattle Seahawks this season, and I will be their social media host, so you will see me on Seahawks TikTok and Instagram this season.
There we go. Congratulations. It's the only really congratulatory song we have in the
Not
system.
expecting happy birthday. So when you go to home games here at Lumen Field, you will see me on the Jumbotron. Not going to be on TV. I had to explain that to my parents. No, you will not get to see me on TV. I mean, maybe I'll be in the background. And then today, training camp starts for the Seahawks. So I was supposed to have to go today, but I'm going on Saturday. And I'm going to start shooting content with the players. Oh, wait, hold on. It's draft day.
Yeah, it's draft day.
Also, there is there's a group of us. There's 4 of us, I believe.
Jordy Matthews said he just missed the announcement, but it sounds exciting. Say it one more time.
I am going to be the in-game host and social media host for the Seahawks this season. So every home game, you could catch me outside of the stadium doing pregame events, inside of the stadium doing, giveaways on the Jumbotron, things like that, hosting some events for the Seahawks, and you'll also find me on Seahawks social media. So if you're not following, you can go follow, let them know you're following for me. That's great. But yeah, it'll be a good time.
And to celebrate, we've got a new emote that was just uploaded to the library, and you should see it in a second. There's an animated version and a regular version of it.
I just changed.
And this is a good question from Bianca from Queens. So did you find out that day in Disney?
Yes. Okay, great question. So the beginning of the video that I shared yesterday is me showing my sister or Anthony and my whole family actually telling them that something happened. In the video, you don't know what it is, but you see Anthony's reaction. So they had emailed me asking me if I could talk in a bit. The people at the Seahawks who have all been amazing and have answered my 1,000 questions about everything. And I was like, yeah, sure. And literally, it was our first day in Disney. We were just walking around Epcot. My heart's beating so fast. It's 9 million degrees. I can't breathe. And they call me. And honestly, it sounded like such a terrible breakup at first. Like, we really appreciate you coming out for your audition. We appreciate you changing your flight for this because I had to do that. Like, all this stuff. They're like, we really want to change things up this season. And I'm like, oh man, they are really about to just dump me. And they're like, so we want you to be a part of the team. And I was like, and no one could hear me because it was like loud. I was in front of the group and I was like, oh my God. And they were like cutting in. I was like, I'm so excited. But it was just so bizarre. We're in the middle of Epcot. So I hang up and I'm like, holy crap. So that's when I opened my camera and I put a selfie and I was like, I got the Seahawks job. And half my family really didn't know about it. They had no idea what I was talking about. And the other half was like, my sister goes, shut the fuck up. And that's what she said. Anthony was just, no way. We were shocked because I walked out of that audition. I said to you, I did the absolute best I could do, but I don't think I got it.
And this is what Amanda Rowe in the chat said. Is this what you interviewed for?
Yes.
So tell us about now that you can talk about it, what was the audition process like? Because I wasn't there. I mean, I was close, but I wasn't in there.
So they emailed me and were like, hey, not sure if this is something you'd be interested in, but we are like resourcing new people to be our in-game host this year. They want to have more people a part of it, not just like one person. They want to make it like a cool vibe, have fun at the stadium. Would you want to interview for this? And I was like, absolutely. So fun fact, I typed that I can do an interview on Monday on Zoom, but I actually meant to say Tuesday. And I get an alert that they were in the Zoom and I was like, and I was in the middle of another meeting and I was like, guys, I'm so sorry. I can't make it. Oh my God. I meant to say Tuesday. So I'm like, I'm not getting this job, but all right. So I talked to them on Tuesday and then they're talking to me about doing live stuff. And they asked me in the interview, like what live stuff I've done before. And I'm like, well, I've been on the radio. Like I couldn't even think in a moment where I had ever been in front of a crowd. Like it was the most bizarre thing. I was like, I can send you some videos. I went through all my videos and sent probably 15 to 20 clips of me doing live events at Mariners games, on stage announcements at Madison Square Garden, things like that. And they were like, hey, we want you to come for our audition. It's this day. And it was the day that we were flying back to New Jersey.
Oh, yeah.
And they were like, well, you can send us a video. I was like, no, I'm going to do it the real way. Move my flight. So then a few days before the audition, they send me the script. And by script, I mean, like, it was just, like, random, like, hits, like, things I would have to do the day of a game. Like, hey, we've got T-shirts from Safeway, and we're going to throw them out. Or, hey, we're going to play this game on the field with these two fans, whatever it is. But it was a lot to remember. And I started panicking. I was like, there is no way I'm going to memorize all of this because you don't want to be reading off of paper on camera. And Anthony was like, you know what? I'm going to move my flight, too. So he moved his flight. And we, for 6 hours, maybe.
It was a lot. It was probably like 5 or 6 hours.
He sat there and he went over the script back and forth with me. He played host 1. I played host 2. We flipped it. He quizzed me on it. I swear to you, there was no way I would have went into this audition prepared if it wasn't for Anthony. So,
well, I just wanted to make sure you were ready.
You supported me through this process. But... and I go there for the audition. I'm like walking into Lumen Field and it's empty. And I'm like, this is nuts on the field. And I got to audition with someone else. I'm not going to say the names of anyone else that I am doing this with because it's up to them to announce it. But it's no one that I've talked about on the show before. Just going to say that. It's not like a friend or anything. I do this audition with someone else. I freaking nail it. At least I think I nail it. And when I'm there, I meet some of the other people who do the social team, and they're asking me questions about social. And they reached out to me after my audition, and they were like, would you be interested in doing social videos? And I was like, well, yeah, like, what does it entail? You know, I have a job doing Twitch or whatever. Is this like a real full-time job? And they're like, nope, it's completely part-time. It would be very similar to being an in-game host. You would just have different days that you would need to film. And I was like, all right, let's talk about it. And I gave them a bunch of my ideas, and they liked it, and...
so when's your first official day?
I already had a meeting at the VMAC, which was so cool. I'm like,
so the VMAC, for people who aren't Seahawks fans or aren't from the area, that is in Renton, and that's their practice facility.
yes.
Is that where like does Pete Carroll have an office at Central, or now it's called Lumen Field, and at VMAC, or does he do most of his work from an office at VMAC?
I'm gonna have to answer that later on in the
And it's
season.
Virginia Mason Athletic Center,
Correct.
right? The
Yes.
VMAC.
So
I don't know if you know this, Carla Marie. I'm kind of a legend at the VMAC. I'm like a pretty big deal.
I will ask around if anyone knows who you
They
are.
probably are still talking about me 4 or 5 years later after the events that
The
took
whole
place.
team is different.
So, yeah, it's a very different team, but I was the one constant. I was probably like what they had up on
Can you
their
explain what you're talking
whiteboard of how good I was. So I got to go to a media day years ago at the Seahawks training facility, and they did like the draft process, but with all people from the media.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to do like the 40-yard dash and the vertical jump and all of that, the cone drills, bench press, and a version of the Wonderlic test, which is kind of like a IQ test.
You had to lick things?
Yes. And I came in first, I think, in 4 categories.
You would win.
You
would win a lick test.
I came in first in 3 categories, and then in second in another 2 categories, I believe. So I was kind of a legend.
Okay. So
They
anyway,
gave me the Super Bowl trophy to take home.
wait, no, go back to that. I wanted to read that. So then I went for my meeting last week, and then I got to go on a little shopping spree this week and get a whole bunch of new gear. Really excited about that. Still like panicked over what to wear because I'm like, well, I want to look cute, but I want to look sporty, but I can't look too, like I don't want to, like I'm clearly at a sports thing. By the way, anyone who has been here from day one knows that what I am doing for the social media side is essentially sports with a Z. And
Which
I
is something
haven't,
Carla Marie's been pitching forever.
I haven't pitched it to, like, I didn't pitch it to them as that, but I will be doing some really cool segments with the players. I'm very pumped. I don't want to reveal what any of them are, but, and they may end up cutting me out of a lot of the social videos and just keeping the guys in there because that's what the important part is. But
So there's a question in the chat from Vicky, and I'll paraphrase it because one of the reasons Carla Marie wasn't talking about what she was auditioning for or what it was until it was actually announced and there was a contract signed, we said was because we wanted to make sure no one from our old job interfered to try to politically get someone in front of Carla Marie or in place of Carla Marie
or just not
for
me.
that gig. And Vicky saying if it was with the Seahawks, how would your old company have interfered with that?
Because there are people at the company, specifically, I guess, in Seattle or that work with the Seattle market that are very big Seahawks fans and kind of know, I guess, part of the Seahawks organization. And I didn't know for sure that this would happen, but I was concerned that someone would make a call and be like, hey, don't hire her. And
or
lie.
like, oh, we can have this person do it and they'll do it for free based on our partnerships.
Seahawks have a different radio partner.
Well, yeah, that's and our old company, our old employer is not their radio partner.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean there aren't people within the company who have connections with the Seahawks. What, Carla Marie?
we're losing people. So
I know we're at like 700
well, because
now.
I made the announcement. We should have pushed it off. That was
I'm looking at 667 right now. And remember, if we do get to 1,000,
I know
that will trigger our $1,000 giveaway, or our $500 giveaway.
sir.
And that was us being very
Cautious, but also at the same time.
Yeah. And I know that there's a lot of like public facing people at our old job. It's none of the people you would have actually known or listened to that we were concerned with. As a matter of fact, every on-air person at the sports station,
I can't wait to see them.
I'm a huge fan of.
I'm going to get to see them at training camp.
And every single one of them has actually been very kind to us since we were let go. Every on-air person on that station.
Tacoma Swifty said, so CM, do you get to go to home games for free? Well, yeah, I'll be working.
Yeah.
They're not going to make me pay to go to the games. Does Anthony get to come with you? We'll see. I may or may not.
I've requested because the Raiders are coming to town. So I did request to see that. The Giants are also coming to town, which is kind of cool.
That'll be cool.
There's actually a bunch of good teams. So in terms of great teams that are visiting, you got the 49ers who come here every year. That's a great fan base that travels.
Mm-hmm.
The Giants, obviously being from New York, New Jersey. My dad's a big Giants fan. And the Raiders, which is pretty cool.
Megan said, I'm excited but sad that out-of-towners won't be able to see most of your work. Not true. Most of my work will actually be on social media because the game days are only 8 times. Social media is, I'm going to be at the VMAC almost all of August filming.
Yeah, how many days are you scheduled for in August?
I don't like a lot.
A
I don't
lot?
know.
Do you get health insurance? We're not a full-time employee, right?
No.
So probably not. What else do we have? Yeah, in response to Vicky's question, she said, "Thanks for answering. It's pretty crappy that they would. That's even a
Listen,
possibility.
and it's not like, oh, I know they would have done that, but it was,
You don't want to give them an option."
why would I ruin my chance? Watch, they'll probably call
Ooh,
me today. And be
Justin Realtor, I already follow the Seahawks Instagram, but should everyone else wait for a certain day to follow?
No,
That's a
you
great
can-
question.
I mean, you can follow now and just be like, here for Carla Marie. Or you can wait. I'm going to do another video announcing what it actually is. on
If you
social
see a
media.
video with Carla Marie on their account, just make sure you like it.
Yeah.
All right, 660. I don't know if we're gonna get to the $500 giveaway today. We could all, and here's the thing: we could keep rolling this over, kind of like
But no one's going to come back.
the what is it, the Mega Millions?
Those 100 people, they just were like, all right, I just wanted to hear what it was. Goodbye.
And that's fine. But there's new people that maybe weren't able to make it today.
Are we going to make it $600?
Sure,
What is that noise?
that's a cat outside. And now that you're a Seahawks person, right?
Do I get a ring if they win the Super Bowl?
That's a great question. I don't think so because you're a part-time employee. But now that I think about it, you know who you should ask is Dick Fain, who works for Sports Radio 950, whatever they call
It's
it.
not 950.
It is KGR.
They're not on 950.
Oh, now it's on 93.3. That's right. Because he's one of the broadcasters or in-game something for the Seattle Storm.
And they win every
And
game.
I'm pretty sure he has a championship ring from the Seattle Storm, which is our women's basketball team here, which we actually have to go to a game before the end of this season. We've been to one before. We actually went to their last championship. But Sue Bird, who's like the Michael Jordan of the WNBA, is retiring this year. And she's only got like 3 games left in
So we got to go.
the home court.
Wait, Mark said it's only full-time employees. I learned this a couple days ago.
Ooh, well, Mark, are you, because I know you work for the Rockies, and they're not going to win anything anytime soon, but if they do you get a ring? Are you a full-time employee? Let's see. Ruben said, as a Seattle Seahawks fan, I'm really happy for you, Carla Marie. Congratulations.
Maybe I can talk to them about giving some tickets away.
I mean, it's not shade at the Rockies. It's just the Rockies have never been very good.
Chanute said, everyone should come back. It's so fun here. That is, can you screenshot that? That is my favorite thing.
Ooh. Fred just said, possibility I'll come to Seattle for the Seahawks home game versus the Giants, and that is Halloween weekend.
Hell yeah. Oh my God, if people are going to be dressed up.
That is cool.
Should
So
I go
Mark,
as a dead cheerleader? Because that's my former life.
I don't think are you going to be allowed to dress up?
Probably. I'll get to do something cool.
What is that? Mark said, because Mark in Denver does work for the Colorado Rockies, he would get a ring if they win. So outside of the Yankees now, I will root for the Rockies to
And
win the World
Mariners.
Series. I don't know anyone that works. Actually, I do know a couple people that work for the Mariners. But for the Mariners to get to the World
Seattle
Series,
sports.
but for the Mariners to get to the World Series, they would have to go through the Yankees. So I can't cheer for them
You know what's been
if the Yankees are in the playoffs with them.
so funny in this process is Anthony and I have talked about we could live anywhere at this point, right? We've been doing the show remotely for 2 years. We've done it at Sandals in Jamaica. We've traveled all over. We could do this anywhere. So we could move out of Seattle, but we never said we were because we weren't. But it was a possibility. So when I told my family that I got this, their reaction was, oh, so that means you're gonna be staying in Seattle.
Well, at least till January.
And I was like, I mean, yeah. Then I was telling my friends in Seattle, they were like, oh my God, that means you're staying. And I was like, okay, it's so funny. I'm not going, we're not planning on going anywhere, but it's always something we talk about. But I will tell you, one of the weirdest things I was not expecting to come out of this was that thought processes of, oh, well, I have a job that requires me to be here through January.
Yeah, you're anchored here now.
That was the first time since buying this home. I bought the home November 2019, then COVID hit. And once COVID hit, by March 2020, I had this mindset of what is happening? I don't know if I'm going to live here, whatever. Then we got let go. So it's been a constant, I could move at any moment feeling. And it was the first time where I was like, this house, I could add more things to it without going crazy. But I was like,
yeah, but you're also only going to be you're only guaranteed to be here until January.
Yeah, but
So it's really not
they
that
may
long.
want me for another season.
They might.
Maybe I can do some Mariners.
Sap has a friend. Sap181 said, my friend works part-time for the Astros, and she gets a ring.
All right, am I jinxing it? They're going to yell at me when I go there on Saturday.
Why would they? No, we're not saying they are getting a ring. But, I mean, you could, which would be cool.
Yeah.
If there's a possibility for you to get a championship ring, then I will 100% be rooting for the Seahawks to win the... I was about to say the World Series, the Super Bowl. So maybe it depends on the team whether or not part-time employees get a ring.
They ain't giving me a ring.
You know who you could ask when you see him?
Wayne D.
Well, Wayne D is one person you can ask. Although I don't think Vegas won the year he was there. Right? Didn't Vegas in their first year? Someone who's a hockey fan can tell me. I'm pretty sure Vegas made it to the finals but lost
So you probably got
to
a
the
jacket.
Stanley Cup.
Probably got a jacket.
Oh, this is actually good. So for people who don't know, Strawberry used to work for 93.3 when it was Cube.
Mhm.
So it went from Power with us to Cube with Strawberry. Great guy, good friend. He works with, what was that?
Kira's in here.
Oh, Kira's in here, and they did not win the finals. So Wayne D would not have known if he gets a ring or not. Anyway, so Strawberry was on Power after we were, or on Cube after we were on 93.3. And he was one of the in-game hosts for the Kraken here. He just moved to Sacramento, but I believe he still might be coming to do some stuff in Seattle from time to time and doing like part-time stuff with the Kraken, which is so cool to know that even though the station may be off the air, that he made an impact that was big enough with a pretty big team here, even though it's their first year, to stay around.
Michelle said, oh my God, where did Strawberry go? Strawberry and Lizette are doing an afternoon show in Sacramento now.
Mm-hmm.
We went to his going away party last week.
There was a question about when you're going to start pushing out some of that content.
So I start on Saturday getting some content. I don't know. I haven't met the whole social media team. I will on Saturday. It's such a weird thing because when's the last time I started like a new job?
2016. Well, they kind of made us start a new job every like year and a half here.
But like meeting new people at a job and like trying to be like, hey, yes, I can do all of this, but also like you're the boss. Like it's such a weird situation, especially when you work in something like social media or something like this, because you have to have an opinion. Because they keep saying to me like, oh, it's up to you. Like I'm like, ugh.
I do love this comment from OK Laura in the chat. This is really the greatest thing to watch and listen to while I make some coffee/breakfast. I wish I could listen all the time, but since I work at a school, 11 a.m. New York time is the kiddos' lunchtime, and I'm almost always working the lunch/recess duty.
Cool.
But thank you for joining us today. Yeah. I'm assuming it is part of your summer break.
Yeah.
Alicia in Seattle said, I'm a huge Seahawks fan, and I'm super excited about this. I already follow their social media, but I need to try and make it to a game this year too.
Imagine like they see a spike in ticket sales because I'm there.
I don't think they can see a spike in ticket sales considering they sell out every year.
Yeah.
Like they're just going to see the same sellouts at some point. Now, if this was
I don't know. There's somebody that's not there that I could replace.
If there's Russell?
Yeah.
Is that who you're talking about?
No, Ciara.
We've got to actually talk about Russell in a second. But if you were doing this job for like the Jacksonville Jaguars, that would be an option because they struggle selling tickets.
Okay.
But Russell Wilson has been getting a lot of crap, and as media days and training camps open, you'll see a lot of like flamboyant entrances into a lot of the training facilities for the first day. And people are clowning on Russell because he rolled in with like this big monster truck type thing in Denver, and he was wearing his own jersey.
That's weird.
Which
I get it's his.
It's weird to make fun of football players for wearing their jerseys, considering they wear their jerseys for work. But the thing that a lot of people are making fun of him is it's not even an official. I don't think it was an official Denver Broncos jersey. It was his brand, his like 3 brand of whatever. And he was wearing like the pants, the shirt, all of it.
I wonder.
And it's funny because obviously with Seattle, we're very plugged into like Seattle media personalities, and everyone's clowning on Russell. But like, and he said something about the fact that he wants to play for the Broncos long term. Everyone's like, yeah, well, you said that with the Seahawks too.
Of course.
It's first off, yes, promote your own stuff.
Listen, we wear You Look Great stuff everywhere, so I can't clown on him. So,
and the other part of it is, Yes, if you're a big Seahawks fan, you're probably a little like hurt that he left. But at the same time, if someone paid me $50 million
Listen,
to go anywhere, I'd go. It doesn't matter.
I will make fun of Russell for almost everything.
He is corny.
I will not make fun of him for wearing his own brand, because I hear from people all the time that are like, do you and Anthony wear anything other than You Look Great stuff? And I'm like, if I don't promote and support my own business, no one else will.
Yeah.
So,
well, it's not that no one else will. Why would I expect anyone else to?
But I mean, look at our friend Steve at the Roosevelts. Literally all he wears is Roosevelt shirts. And
he also makes custom shirts for himself.
But also, it went away too quick, but someone mentioned Tom Brady wearing his stuff all the time. People think it's so great that he's wearing his stuff. It is. If you don't rep your own business, you can't expect anyone to spend their hardworking dollars on your business.
I also find it interesting, like Tom Brady and Russell Wilson, is anyone actually wearing their stuff? Like, is anyone wearing like the TB13 or TB12, whatever it is, TB12 or the Russell Wilson 3? It's weird to me. Only because I don't know anyone who's like, oh, I need to buy that new Tom Brady shirt.
Yeah.
He did have collaborations with Under Armour that I think people bought a lot of, but what are you looking for?
I'm just reading.
Oh, okay. So where are we now with
Rebecca in Jacksonville? I just opened my new merch and it's pretty much a new wardrobe. Thank you.
Oh yeah, he's also scroll up real quick, Carla Marie. There was a Broncos.
Hold on, Luis said I didn't even know they had merch.
Oh yeah, we got it. Oh, the football players.
Please, if you mean they as in us or Russell or what do we say? Tom Brady?
Mm-hmm.
No, we don't know if you're talking about us or them, but we do have merch.
You know what's funny? So H. Bickle, very quick with the response here. The only person I know who actually wears Tom Brady's gear is Froggy from Elvis's show. And he's a big Tampa Bay fan. So it doesn't look like we're going to end up doing the $1,000 today, but we could.
Not $1,000.
The $500 because of the 1,000 followers, but we could roll it over, right? We could do this on Monday.
Let's do $550 on Monday.
No, because here's the problem. If we keep saying it's going to get higher,
then people
will purposefully not come until it's at like $80,000, which we can't afford.
That's because we didn't stretch out the tease like we should have of me and my announcement.
Let's see. Oh, and Russell Wilson's also really pushing this like "let's ride" thing. I think he's trying to make it his like catchphrase.
Like Broncos?
Yeah, with the Broncos, and like that was his. I don't know if it was his hashtag or in his comments when he posted the picture with that big ass truck. And this is something that even if you were a fan of Russell in Seattle, you most likely had this opinion. It's like, yes, he is a very good quarterback. And he's actually he does great things for the community. He's never getting in trouble. Like, pretty good guy for your organization. But he also is kind of a wet noodle. Like, he's just, because you can tell how hard he's trying, he seems kind of lame, which maybe is unfair for us to say.
Right.
Like, oh, because you're trying to be a good person, you're lame. I don't know if that's necessarily fair, but it's just that energy that he gives off. And I was saying this to Carla Marie the other day while we were walking around talking about Seahawks, because that's what we do now. He is very much built like Derek Jeter. Mm-hmm. Now, for Yankees fans, we think Derek Jeter is like the coolest person in the world. But that's also because Derek Jeter never had to have social media.
I always say this all the time. He just got social media last month.
And yes, there was social media around towards the end of his career, but it wasn't necessary because he was already a household name. And Derek Jeter, when you think about his time with the Yankees, super boring. The guy, other than dating celebrities, which Russell has also done, never really gave the media a lot of what they were begging for. He never gave them salacious quotes or crazy headlines or, stories to chase in the tabloids. It was really, he's dating Mariah Carey now. He's dating Jessica Alba now. Yeah. But when it came to like post-game conferences, interviews, very normal dude. And I think Russell and Derek are kind of built the same way, But because Russell Wilson has this social media empire that he's building as well, he just looks cornier
Yeah.
doing it. It's hard to be.
Yeah, Meg said, it's Meg, not Megan, said, didn't Derek Jeter have that rumor he gave a gift bag to girls when he slept with them? But that was after he retired. Like that.
Or towards the end of his career. But at
yeah.
the same time, like, that's the crazy thing. When people talk about Derek Jeter, you've got to realize that is the worst thing that the media said about him. And then you think about it, and it's like, well, he was being.
I'd take a gift bag.
He was giving you a gift bag
I would
for
love
hooking up.
But he also, there was something I was going to say. Didn't he have the rumor? There was something someone mentioned. Oh, that he was grounded. There's a quote of him saying something like, I'm not going to give the media what they want. I'm here to play baseball. Like, whatever.
Let's see. Maria in Omaha says, where is it? Russell's a stand-up guy that has other priorities, so when he does things like that, it's cringy. And I think that is what people get from Russell Wilson. It's like there's just this weird cringe factor.
Imagine they're like, sorry, Carla Marie, you talked about Russell Wilson in Seahawks gear. You can't be on the team anymore.
And this is the other part of Russell Wilson that I guess Derek Jeter never had to worry about. Because Russell is dating Ciara, who's a very public figure herself and is like very active on social media, Russell gets dragged into a lot of those posts. And Derek Jeter, because he was kind of this like playboy bachelor, never had to worry about the weird ways that grown men post with their wives, girlfriends, or kids.
But it's so common now that it doesn't matter. Like, everyone has to do that.
Yeah, but I think that's the reason that Russell sometimes looks corny is Ciara's so cool, and by comparison, he's even cornier. Like, Ciara, for whatever reason, you just look at her like, you're a cool person.
Yeah.
I don't know why. You ooze coolness
Yeah.
and swag. Let's see. Love you both. I'm at work. Hopefully I'll catch up on YouTube. Well, thank you.
So the show will get posted to YouTube later on in the day.
Does he embrace the corniness, Russell Wilson? I don't think he embraces the corniness.
I'm definitely going to get fired from this job before I start.
Why?
For making fun of Russell Wilson.
No, they kind of hate him, don't they? No, I'm not saying the Seahawks, but like the fans and stuff.
What the fuck am I supposed to know?
These are your people.
Yeah, I'm going to find out.
Life is a hike. Derek Jeter played in the right era. He absolutely did. I always say the same thing about Jordan and LeBron. Michael Jordan was kind of an asshole. From almost every report is like Michael Jordan was not a nice person.
I mean, you find that out also in The Last Dance.
Yeah. But he never had, and he, gambling, going to AC in the middle of the night during the finals or the playoffs or whatever. He never had to deal with the pressure that LeBron deals with everyone having a cell phone camera, everyone tweeting about what you're doing, every place you go, every club or bar, whatever. There are players like Jeter and Jordan who didn't have to deal with the pressure that players deal with now and probably would be seen in a lot different light.
Oh, yeah.
If they had. This is actually Sports with a Z.
I said that to you last week, and you said kind of.
No, like talking about sports on this show is Sports with a Z. Oh, yeah. Well, actually, week 1, you might run into Ciara. Because Russell...
Okay, I start on Saturday.
No, week 1 of
the season. September 12th is the first game against the Broncos. Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
You grab a selfie?
With who?
With Russell and Ciara?
No. I can't post it. Why would I take it?
Let's see. Jordan Matthews said Jordan was definitely an asshole, but that drive was one of the main reasons to be competitive. Yes.
I have to go to the bathroom so bad.
So go.
I can't do all these hydration checks.
Well, you got to. Oh, Sports with a Z. Great question from Deborah Wilson 0082. Sports with a Z is something that Carla Marie pitched for the longest time to like our radio bosses, where it was a segment where Carla Marie would talk about sports, but talk about the fun things about sports. Like not the actual X's and O's or plays or things like that, but like how much money players make, who they're dating, the rivalries between players, things like that. Like the pop culture side of sports is what she wanted Sports with a Z to be. Christian Nicole, good morning. Yeah, Ricky's right. Carla Marie does have a tiny bladder, and Ricky got to see that firsthand while we were on a road trip together across the country. Carla Marie had to pee more than anyone else. Yeah, like sports gossip, kind of. Oh, yeah, that is almost 2 years ago, Ricky. That's crazy. Because it was our fun employment journey, and you came back from New Jersey with us. That is wild that was almost 2 years. What I love about that trip is we got to take Ricky to Nashville for the first time in her whole life, and we had a bunch of friends in Nashville through radio, so we wanted to stay there for 2 days. So we actually got to explore Nashville with Ricky before she had any idea that she was going to be working there, which was really cool. It is time for another trip, Martha. I agree. Yeah, so we did not get... Oh, there's the bad one. Erica, who eats the foam on our sound panels in the studio.
Erica Shea.
And then spits it out.
She's touching the keyboard. She touched all the keys.
Yeah. Well, yesterday I got in here after going to the gym, and everything on the computer was screwed up because one of the cats walked all over the keyboards because there's 2 of them.
17 Jenna, great question. She said, Carla Marie, what are you most excited / nervous for? I think I'm not nervous at all about the in-game hosting part of it because that's pretty natural to me and that's super quick and easy. The live part is easy. I'm doing it by myself. Yes, there are other hosts involved, but it's super quick. I will be worried about how loud I need to be and how loud I don't need to be because it is a very weird thing to be talking into a microphone. You can't hear yourself, so that'll be fun. But, so I think I'm most excited about the energy in the stadium. The thing I'm most nervous about is the players being like, no, I'm not talking to you. Leave me alone. Because they don't have to, right? If I'm like, hey, Cody, like, let's talk about whatever. And he's like, no, I'm not. Whatever. He can just like put his head down and walk away from me. And I'm going to be like,
Yeah, but I think the benefit that you're going to have with the social media stuff is
I'm
during
on the
training,
team. I'm not a random media person.
Yeah, you are part of the team. You're going to be there. They're going to see you. And it might take a couple days for people to warm up to you. I think you'll have an easier time than I would because you're a girl.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm the most actually,
and that's not a knock. I mean, if I was a player and I had the option of talking to a guy or a girl, I would probably go to the girl.
Well, I'm most excited to meet Bo Melton. He has no idea who I am, but he is a rookie from New Jersey, and he went to Rutgers, and I'm so amped. I'm going to be like, hey, Bo, guess what? And he's going to be like, what the fuck? Girl, you have so much energy.
Stupid.
I'm very excited.
Stupid school.
So excited.
Let's see. Eats and Tweets said, players generally are pretty good with social media teams. They know they're going to be asked zany things and need to create fun personas. You know, you also have a little bit of practice with this with the Seahawks specifically.
Do you know that yesterday I was like, I need to find this footage.
So it's because Carla Marie, Garrett, and I, when the Super Bowl was in New Jersey, not New York, we got to go to Media Day. And Media Day for the Super Bowl is the zaniest of the days for like football players.
Festival.
Yeah. And it was the Seahawks and the Broncos. Right? Yeah, Seahawks, Broncos. And
funny, yeah.
And we got to do Media Day and ask funny questions and do things with the cheerleaders, and it was fun.
Yeah, but the cheerleaders I danced with were from Philly. I don't know what the heck they were doing there.
It was the Eagles cheerleaders,
Who invited them?
I think every team had the opportunity to send people if they wanted.
So there are videos of me interviewing Seahawks.
Oh yeah.
But I was like, we need to find this footage. That was from 2015.
I mean, you could probably ask Deanna
no way
from
it's
Elvis's
on
show.
Computer.
I mean, it'd be on a hard drive somewhere.
Oh, Life is a Hike. You're right. When the players are like walking away after interviewing, they're like, you look great. And they're like, that girl's hitting on me.
Yeah.
They're like, the new social media girl is thirsty.
Be careful with that.
I have been wanting to I was going to DM Bo Melton and be like, hey, Bo, this is my job. And I'll be seeing you around. I moved here from Jersey. If you need anything, let me know. And I'm like, I don't need these guys. Like, yo, this girl slid into my DMs.
And
I need to meet them first.
2 things. One, I'm glad you didn't do that, and I'll explain why. But the other thing is there are people who are joining the chat for the first time. So real quick, tell everyone what the news is, Carla Marie.
I am the in-game stadium host for the Seahawks this season, as well as their social media hosts. So you'll see me on the Seahawks Instagram and TikTok, and you'll see me on the Jumbotron doing live stuff during games, pre-game at some Seahawk events that are like not on game day. There are other people who are doing this job too. So if you're like, wait, that's not Carla Marie, that's because there's a few of us doing this, but I start on Saturday.
Oh, and it's Megan, not Megan, brings up a good point. You should tell fans you look great when saying hi in the stands. If you are at a game and you see Carla Marie and you're trying to get her attention, obviously make sure you yell, "You look great," because that'll actually cut through
I'll know
everything else.
that it's you and not just someone who's like, oh, that was the girl in the Jumbotron. However, people are gonna be like, why is everyone telling that girl she looks great? It'll be fun.
So this is fun. So Shanna FC, as a non-Seahawks fan, that stadium and those fans are scary. We're going to the Giants game. We go whenever the Giants are in Seattle,
Cool.
and now I have a reason to be excited. I would say
It's so loud.
Seahawks fans, I wouldn't classify them necessarily as scary. Mainly because I've gone to Jets and Giants games and seen actual brawls.
And seen people get spit on.
I've literally seen people get beer dumped on their head, punched in the face. Like, I've seen everything there. But that stadium and that fan base for the Seahawks is like nothing I've ever seen. And the thing I always go back to is when I first moved here, one of my best friends from high school, Drew, came out and we went to a preseason game. It was Seahawks Cowboys, and it's actually the game where the Seahawks broke Tony Romo's back and he never played again.
That's nuts.
That's the game we were at. And I'll never forget the feeling. This is a preseason game in August. And even though the stadium wasn't 100% at capacity, it was louder at that preseason game than any Giants game I had ever been to.
It's like absolutely insane. And even at the audition with an empty stadium, I was like struggling, which I will probably never share the audio of the audition, but I'll share some of the video because I'm like, like screaming on top of my lungs. But apparently, like on game day, I will be talking into a microphone and not being able to hear myself back, which we're so used to doing with headphones.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not even going to hear myself through the speakers. I just need to hope that what I'm saying makes sense. And I have to talk, say I'm talking at a regular speed right now. I have to talk at probably less than half the speed because of the echo and everything. So it's going to be a lot of a learning process for me because I'm going to have to be like, hey, Seahawks fans.
Yeah.
Like that's why. And if you ever think like that person sounds weird, it's because if you talk too much, you're just going to hear blah, 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 blah. So the echo.
When we were talking to Strawberry, who's done a bunch of stuff for the Kraken, his recommendation to Carla Marie, his advice was low and slow.
Low and slow. You don't need to scream.
Yeah.
And you can just talk slow.
And I'll go to Bob Shepard was the legendary announcer at the Yankees games. You remember that the Derek Jeter,
Yeah. 22.
2. Oh. Number 2, Derek Jeter. So there's a great quote, and I obviously don't listen to it because I talk a mile a minute, but there's a great quote from Bob Shepard. And it is someone at a school was asking him like one tip for public speaking. And his response was something along the lines of, no matter how slow you are speaking, speak slower.
Yep.
No matter how slow you are speaking, speak slower.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something, obviously, he's a guy without any of the technological advancements that we have now, had to deal with that echo in a stadium back in the 50s.
Crazy. It is gonna be crazy.
And yes, we did ask Strawberry for advice, or she did, at the going away party that we went.
Yeah, Anthony was like, can you please help this woman? No. Yeah.
My freaking sound keeps going on and off. That's weird. Oh, it's might be a Verizon problem. Now that we're T-Mobile people, we can say that.
Screw them.
However, if you said it was a T-Mobile problem, I probably wouldn't have said it. Trying to catch up. What do you got in the chat, Carla Marie?
Not easy for a Jersey girl to talk slow coming from a Connecticut girl. 17 Jenna, you know.
It is not. I think part of the problem is that we're from New Jersey. The other problem is both of us have pretty big families and loud families.
Mm-hmm.
And I know for me, at least, growing up with all the cousins I had, I'm actually one of the quieter people in my family. You had to get your thoughts out super quick.
Super fast.
Because there were so many voices that if you didn't say what you said exactly in that moment, you weren't getting another opportunity. No, Ricky, it's 100% true. You can ask my cousin Michelle. I'm one of the quieter people in the family, especially that side of the family.
I think your cousin Alyssa's quieter than you.
Yes, she's probably the quietest. Let's see. Hi_DB said, I'm a Seahawks fan and went to a preseason game at the Chiefs Stadium, and we were treated like crap. I think there's a weird thing with football fans.
I don't know, though. You go to a Yankee game?
No, Yankee games, like, no one's throwing things at you at a Yankees game. I've never seen it. I've gone to hundreds of Yankee games.
Because you know why? Here's the difference. Here is the difference. Most, I'd say, baseball games are in the summer or spring when people are happy that the summer is coming and summer's here and we're happy. What happens with football is, especially in Seattle, it is winter and it is cloudy and everyone's like,
I think it's also
I'm telling you, if you did a study, sports with a study, that's what happened.
I think part of the problem with football, if there is a problem with football, is tailgating is part of the football culture. And people will show up 4 hours
That's
before
true.
a game and
That's
start
true.
drinking at 10 a.m.
Yeah. I don't think, is there even a parking lot at Yankee Stadium?
No, I mean, there is. And I've tailgated a little
there's
bit,
bars,
but
obviously.
it's different. Like,
Yeah.
the tailgating experience for every sport outside of football is totally different.
Totally different. Oh, we also have to address what happened on Tuesday's show
What was Tuesday's show?
when we were playing the video game.
Right. So we kind of got kicked off by accident, and it could have been a tech issue, but I think part of it was just my laptop was doing so much work streaming and playing the video game, and I forgot to turn on like the boosted fan that I have in my laptop, so it just overheated and shut down. And that was it. So we are going to try that again. I'm going to try it on a weekend, just so that if we
Yes.
do go off, it doesn't really matter.
We were playing, and all of a sudden, it just goes completely black, and Anthony looks at me and goes, "What happened?" And I go, "Your computer fried." Like, what do you mean, what happened?
Yeah.
But we were literally like, it was pretty funny. The crash.
I have heard, and Philly fans are probably the worst overall.
Oh my God, the worst.
I do remember I was at a
Oh.
Phillies. What? Oh, the screen. You could use your words. I don't know why you did that. It should come back on. There we go.
Oh, Stank Kubica is here.
Stan Kubica.
Stan.
Let's see. Just missed everything. Carla Marie is the new in-game host for the Seahawks and one of their social media people.
Mm-hmm. No, don't say social media people. That means that I tweet.
Social media hosts?
Yes.
So
Which I
Carla
might
Marie is
tweet.
an in-game and social media host for the Seahawks.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. And your first official day at work?
Saturday.
Do you know what you're going to be doing?
Well, I guess I went for a meeting already, but Saturday.
Yeah, but
I
that's
have-
not like an official day. That's like
I can't talk about the segments that I'm doing with them, but
Why
I'll
not?
be because I was told not to.
Oh, okay. I don't know. But what if you tell me and I talk about it?
No, we're not going to do that either.
Why not? I got all the inside info.
So yeah, I will be at the VMAC. A lot of people, you can buy tickets and go to training camp and like
Mhm.
see them practice and stuff. It's cool.
We got to meet, what's his name? Joel
I
McHale.
almost said Joel Osteen.
Joel McHale. Because he's from the
It
area,
was like
big Seahawks
4
fan.
years ago.
Fun fact about Joel McHale, he played tight end for the University of Washington.
He's like 7 feet tall.
He's a big guy.
So tall.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyone can go to training camp. You just have to buy tickets. I get a little credential.
Like every day, or it's like this is like
It'll
your
be
thing.
mine. They were gonna do it for me for the meeting, but they couldn't.
That's cool.
But yeah, I got to meet some of the people who are on the team. I'm pumped. Like it's cool. And it was funny when I went for the meeting. I was like, I haven't been in an office in 2 years.
Yeah. It's been a while. I mean, we've been in, like, we were at the iHeartRadio Charlotte office. We
That
did a
was 2
tour of
years-
that. That was
literally
about 2 years ago. Where else?
And I get
The Roosevelt's office.
That's not an office.
We've been there.
That's not an office.
That's an office. They do big business there.
I'm not saying they don't do big business there. Clearly, they do big business there. That is a loft.
It is. I mean,
They they call it the loft.
they call it the HQ.
Yes, but I have a desk that I share with the other hosts.
That's pretty cool.
Mhm.
At the stadium or at VMAC?
No one works at the stadium.
Sarah from Fort Lauderdale said, "Oh my God, you have to change your bio on Instagram
Oh, I'm going to. Don't worry.
so you can include that, and people know you as like the Seahawks woman." Are you
No,
the only woman, or there's another one?
There's another.
Okay.
One. I'll be able to share who everyone is once they do their stuff.
I agree with Jordy Matthews. So we mentioned Joel McHale, and I think a handful of people said he's so dreamy or how much they love him. I never would have thought of Joel McHale as, I never would have put the word dreamy next to Joel McHale.
He's good looking dude. He did stand up at Rutgers during whatever like comedy week we had when I was there, and he's so funny.
Oh, he's very funny. And when we had our brief interaction with him, very nice as well. Melissa Ruello said, I forgot to set my alarm to hear the announcement.
Well, you know what? Then you don't ever get to know.
Carla Marie is the new in-stadium and social media host for the Seattle Seahawks. Matt Soup, good to see you in here. Yeah, I guess we all have to be Seattle sports fans now.
I know, but you're not going to see me.
Seahawks.
Well, I guess you can see me on social media, but you're not going to see me if you're just watching Seahawks versus Giants.
But every now and then, when they're coming back from commercial, sometimes they'll be like finishing up one of the things on the field, and you will see that every now and then. Or here's the other thing that'll happen. If, let's say there's a sponsor and they have like $1 million prize, right? They're like, oh, if you can kick this field goal from 50 yards, you'll win $1 million or $10,000. Sometimes if you're hosting that segment and the person completes a task and wins the money, you end up on SportsCenter.
Oh my God.
Like I was at a game with my cousin Rudy. We went to go see a Lakers game, and this is I think the season before LeBron signed with the Lakers. So they were terrible. And we actually saw someone hit the $15,000 or $10,000 half-court shot. Place went nuts. It was on SportsCenter.
Okay, wait. What if I make, what is it, bottom, what is this, not top 10?
Not top 10.
The not top 10? What if, like, I fall in the middle of something?
I don't think, I mean, it could. If it's a slow sports week, like, you'd have to do it early, like a preseason game. And you could maybe make the not top 10.
So, yeah, we'll see.
I don't think I ever said $1 billion.
No, I don't like DC Comics, only Marvel.
What?
Fred said, is Carla Marie going to dress up like Hawkgirl from DC? Though I do like, what's her name? Suicide Squad. What's her name? The Joker's
I'm
girlfriend.
just going to wait.
Harley Quinn.
There you go. So we
I'm going to be Lady Thor for Halloween.
Well, no, it's just Thor.
Well, we can't both be Thor.
I'm not going to be Thor.
No, I already told you have to be Thor. You're Thor. You're Thor.
We're just Thors.
That's stupid.
But and I think though the reason they did that in the movie, because I think someone called her Lady Thor.
And she was like, it's
She was
Thor.
like, yeah.
Which I agree with, but like that's confusing.
Galaxy Queen, thank you very much for your subscription with Prime. Appreciate that very, very much. Multiple Thor is Thors.
We are Thor. I am Groot.
I could see Carla Marie as Wonder Woman and Harley Quinn. So here's the deal. We did not hit 1,000 viewers, which means we get to keep $500.
I mean, it is kind of nice for us.
I'm not angry necessarily about that. But we will roll this over, and one of the days next week we will do this again. And we'll have a regular show without a big Carla Marie announcement. We'll do the regular show, and we'll see how this goes.
Okay.
So thank you very much to everyone who joins today. We've been over 500 people like the whole time, which is nice to see. Hopefully, if you are new, you come back. We do this show every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, 8 o'clock on the West Coast, 11 o'clock on the East Coast. And if you ever need something while we are not on, or if you can't make the show, the Morning Show podcast is always available Monday through Friday. It's usually going to be posted before you wake up. So check that out. Carla Marie?
I appreciate everyone being here and all of the support and love. I know some of you DM'd me the day of the audition because we talked about it, and you wished me luck. And those people, I was like, by the way, this is what it was for. So those of you, thank you very much for reaching out. You don't have to do any of that. The support we get here is kind of insane, and it's really wild. It keeps pushing us to do a lot of things. And 2 years into this, it's crazy that we still get to do this. So thank you for caring. Thank you for being a part of this, spending your money on our You Look Great gear.
All of it.
Your time with us, listening to us, even when we're off our A game. Thank you. Peace out.
See you Monday.